So you just picked up your Tesla, congratulations. But before driving off, these are 11 basics that every Tesla owner must know right from the driver's seat, so let's dive right in. Now, whenever you show up on delivery day, they're not going to give you a key. However, they're going to give you a key card that looks just like this. It's the size of just say a debit card or a credit card. But first things first is you will need to know how to lock and unlock your Tesla. So to unlock your Tesla, we're going to come right over here to the center pillar, right below the camera. We're going to take the key card and we're just going to simply press it right here. And you can see that now the mirrors are open. So now the car is unlocked. And to lock your Tesla, take the same key card. We're going to come on right over here, press it right there on the door pillar. And now you can see the car is now locked. Now that we have our car unlocked, it's time to get inside of the car. So whenever you walk into the car, a lot of people get confused with these flush door handles, but let me break it down to you. You see the larger part right here? You're going to take your thumb, press in, and once you press in, the other portion is going to come right on out. You take your other 4 fingers and you open the car like so. Now that you're inside of the car, in order to open the door, you're going to press the button that's right here on your door handle, and that's going to pop it right on open. Have you ever seen those videos when people are getting trapped inside of their Tesla? It really doesn't make sense to me because honestly, they probably don't know this one thing. Inside of your Tesla, you do have a emergency or manual release because this is your power release right here. But if power should ever fail, right here in front of the window buttons, you can pull right here and that is your emergency release and it will pop the door right open. Now you shouldn't use that all the time because it possibly could damage your door trim, but that is your manual release which doesn't use any power. And be sure you tell your passengers as well how to locate that button in case of an emergency. Now, if you're ready to go on and start driving your car using the key card, you're going to take the key card right here behind the cup holders. You're just going to press the key card right here. You're just going to swipe it one good time with your foot on the brake. And from there, it will start the car. Because if you don't do that and you just put your foot on the brake and put your car in gear, what's going to happen is it's already going to prompt you to do the same thing. You're really just going to use your key card as a backup. In the last 4 years of Tesla ownership, I have rarely ever used my key card. And for daily use, in order to operate your Tesla, more than likely you're going to use what they call phone key. And phone key is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. You will be able to use your phone as your key via Bluetooth. So after you sign the documentation at delivery, you're going to see this screen here and I'm sharing it with you. And in order to set up your phone key, it is very simple. You see here where it says phone key, I'm just going to tap on setup. After I tap on setup, it's going to authorize. And now over here on my screen, Mr. Music, that's me. Now my phone key is activated. And all of this is under the lock section under your main menu. You can add more key cards here. And also all of your extras dealing with your key card, like walk away, your car will automatically unlock with your phone and it will do all of this. Just go through and read. And this is how you will manage your keys and also your phone key. Now that you have phone key set up, let's now configure your driver profile. So I think it's important first to set up your home address, and this is pretty cool because anywhere that you are, if you tell the car go home or if you swipe down or over, it's automatically going to take you right home. In order to set up your home address, you're going to click on the navigate, and where you see home, I'm just going to press and hold that down. You put in your address, then you will just save it. And the same thing with work. If you're at home, and this come in handy every morning before I go to work, because time I get in the car around the same time, it's automatically going to navigate me to go to work. And the same thing is, you're going to hold there, you're going to type in your work address, and from there, you are just going to save it. And in order to set up your driver profile or anyone that will be in the car, I'm just going to click up here where it says profile. And from here, you're going to have driver profile settings. And I'm going to click right there. Add New Driver. And you can also do this in the Tesla app as well. However, if you're inside of the car and you don't want to go through the app, you have Create a Local Profile. So this will only be specific to this particular car, and we're going to name it. I'm going to name it Subscribe. So if you're not subscribed yet, go on and subscribe and create local profile. And from here, you will be prompted in order to do your mirrors. So the directions are right here, and also your steering wheel. And of course, again, the directions are right here as well. And with your seats here, you have the button just like the traditional stuff. So it goes in and out. But the cool thing is anything that you move on the car is like positioning, your mirrors, your steering wheel. What's going to happen is every time you're going to get a notification if you want to restore it back to where it was before, if you want to save that as your new driver profile. When you first get inside of your Tesla, it's not very obvious of how to work the climate control. It's not like your traditional car with a lot of knobs and vents all over the place, especially here in your Model Y. So what you're going to do is you're going to come anywhere here on the bottom of your screen and you will swipe up one time. This is your climate control. Your temperature is right here. You can also just scroll up and down over the numbers so you don't have to keep finding the little tiny errors there. And you will just take your finger right here. Hopefully you can see this. And the airflow will go wherever you point the direction because the air vents is built into this one string here that's going all the way across the dashboard. And it's quite effective as well. And for your passengers in the back seat, you're just going to swipe up there and you're going to click on rear. And from rear, now you can turn on the back vent here. This is how you will also control the heat warmers in the back. And your heat warmer in the front is right here. And if I had a passenger, another heat warmers icon would pop up right there as well. You do have 3 modes: keep, dog mode, and count mode as well. And with your climate control, you can also set up automation. So just say if you know that you're going to get in the car every day at noon and you live in a hot climate, if I want my AC to be blasting right before I get in to cool off the cabin, you can schedule that type of stuff under the climate control where you see schedule. You're just going to click there, follow the prompts, and you can set it up to your liking. And also you can set up charging as well. So let's talk about charging. To get to your charging menu, you can come over here to the control, then you're going to click right here where it says charging, or a simple and easy way to get to it. You see the battery right here. All you will do is tap there and it will open up the same screen. And on the screen here, you can open up your charge port. But honestly, I never use that. I just come over here and you can just press and it will open just like that. Or at Superchargers, if you take the charging handle and you press the button, it will open it as well. And you do have these free chargers all over the place. And whenever you get your Tesla, you're going to receive an adapter that looks like this. And it's really easy to use. You're just going to take the adapter, especially if you're at a third-party charger that looks like this, and you're just going to slide it right on, and you just put it right in like so. And whenever your charging is complete, all you're going to do is you're going to take the third-party charger handle, and you just pull it right up. And after you put this away, be sure you take out your adapter because you don't want to leave this behind. In your trunk, right behind the charger, just say if your charger gets stuck, which rarely happens, there's a cord here, and you will just pull that cord one time, and that's your manual release for your charge port. So now you're ready to head off to the supercharger. The main thing with the supercharger is that you always want to navigate to your supercharger versus just driving straight there. It doesn't matter if you already know where the supercharger is. Whenever you enter your supercharger in the navigation, it's going to precondition the battery for fast charging, saving you time at the supercharger. In order to locate your supercharger, I'm going to come over here to the GPS map, click anywhere, and you're going to go down where you see the charging icon. Now, all of the superchargers in the area will pop up. If you want even the tier 1 superchargers, now I have more, but a lot of times I just have it on the fast chargers. And I'm just going to click on the supercharger that I want to go. And now the car will navigate me straight there. Once we enter a supercharging station, what we're first going to do is find a supercharger that's available. And most likely what we're going to do is have to back in. Every once in a while, you will see a charge station where you can actually pull in. That's good if you have like a trailer or something that you're hauling. And once you arrive, all you're going to do is come over here to your supercharger. You're going to take the charging nozzle, I guess, and from there, you're going to press the button on the top and you put it right in. And now you see the blue light is blinking. And once it starts blinking green, I'm not sure if you can see what, oh, there we go. Now you know that the car is charging. And whenever you're finished charging, the car will tell you. You're going to come over here and on the handle, that's the word I couldn't think about earlier, you're going to press the button. And from there, you take your charger and you hang it right back up. And there's no need to pay here. Everything is set up through the app. So let's talk about Autopilot very quickly. In order to activate your Autopilot, what you want to do is come over here to your drive stock, and I have it set right now on single pull. So I'm just going to push it down one time. I have Rainbow Road cut on. The only reason I put that on is easier to know whenever it's actually activated. Now I am in Autopilot. You saw it start like dinging at me. That's the nag that you hear people talk about. You will have to keep your hands on the wheel, or you can just take the scroll wheel every once in a while, press it up and down. If you want to increase or decrease the distance between you and the car in front of you, come over here to the scroll wheel, going left and right. If I go right, you see now right there, my following distance is decreased. If I go right, now it is increasing. So that's like 6, 7 car lengths between me and the car in front. If I want to increase my max speed, I'm going to come over here to the right scroll wheel and just scroll it up. And you can see now that max speed right there says 75. I am going to do it again. It went up to 80. If you go very quickly, it goes up in 5-mile intervals. If you just go slow, it's going to go up or down by 1 mile per hour interval. And last but not least, in order to disengage your autopilot, you can come right over here to the brake and you can just tap it and you can see now we are out. Or you can take the drive stock and push it up once and now again we are out of autopilot. And if you want to customize your autopilot, you're going to come over here to the menu, click where it says autopilot. And from here, that's the single pull, double pull that I was telling you about. And you can just read through and you have so many different features that you can configure your autopilot with. And the great thing with your Tesla is that it has a built-in security system. I'm talking about your Sentry mode. And also it records Dashcam whenever you're driving at the same time. And you can see that here on your phone, or you can view the footage right from your Tesla screen. Now, first, to configure this information, after you click on your Tesla menu, you're going to go to Safety. And from Safety, this is where you will find your Sensory mode and also Dashcam footage settings. And this is too where you can format your USB, or you just can delete all of your footage altogether. Now, if you want to view the footage, not from the app on your phone, but if you want to view it right here inside of your car, this is exactly how you would do this. You're going to open up the apps here and you're going to find where it says Dashcam. After you click on Dashcam, here you go. Now, all of the Dashcam footage will be right here. You can view the different cameras that you want to see, and you go to any event. Like I was over here, I'm not even sure who that is, but see, someone is walking right in front of the car here. But yeah, all I'm saying is that you have a lot of information right there. If you want to go back, this is especially helpful Just say if any event would occur, if the police or your insurance company want to see any of the information, y'all, this information will actually save you a lot of frustration because you don't have to go back and forth, doing statements and explaining yourself over and over again. You can just download the footage and there you are. And on your Tesla app, you're just going to click where it says Dashcam clips, and all of the information, I can pull it up right here as well. Now, if you opt for Tesla's premium connectivity, which I highly recommend it, it's great because it will connect your car to the internet at any time whenever you're out for the most part. However, it is very imperative whenever you're at home for software updates and things like that. It will go so much smoother whenever you connect to Wi-Fi. How do you connect to Wi-Fi? I'm glad you asked. So therefore, I'm just going to show you real quick. So what we're going to do is come over here to the Tesla screen. I am going to press on the menu here. Do you see where it says LTE as the little internet bars? You just click right there and all of the Wi-Fi networks will come up right here. You will connect to the network that you want to. So therefore, if you just enter in your password and you just click on connect, and that's pretty much it. Fits and glitches in your car, it's a breeze. It's nothing to really worry about, and it doesn't happen often. But in order to do that, I'm just going to press and hold down both of the scroll wheels at the same time. And whenever that happens, your screen will go black. And this is taken roughly about 2 minutes. However, if you're driving and you need to do this, the car will continue to run. So there's no need to worry. You can see right now that the Tesla logo is up, and apologies for the dirty screen. And after the Tesla logo comes up, it's going to go out again. And this right here will actually fix minor bug issues, and it fits honestly most issues. So there's no need to panic. And as you can see, the screen came right back up. If you're driving, you don't have a lot of time, but you just want to activate some of the features inside of the car, you do have voice command inside of your Tesla that will help you out. In order to enable voice command, the right scroll wheel, you're just going to press that very quickly. Open the trunk. And as you can see behind me, the trunk is opening right up. You can control so many different features. Watch this. Close the trunk. Now the trunk is closing. You can control everything from your climate control to the heat warmers to locking and unlocking the car to sense remote, so much that you can do using Tesla's voice commands. But there are 18 essential voice commands that you need to know for your Tesla. Check it out in the video right over there. And if you want to know more tips and ins and outs about your Tesla, check out the other video over there as well. Be sure you subscribe, and that way you don't miss another video, and I will see you in the next video.